2, 1, and we live. Welcome everybody once again to another great episode of Fitness, Motivation, and Lifestyle. Hashtag again, FML is not what you think. We're not telling anybody to go F themselves. We're not saying F my life. We're just simply saying fitness through motivation to a lifestyle change. Alright, so let's bring it in. Let's segue this into our topic conversation. It's kind of more of open forum today. We're going to kind of talk a little bit about just everything happening in fitness really, but more so we're going to touch on my favorite thing is really the fitness clothing trends that's happening. You see all these companies out here. I want to kind of give a shout out to a lot of these companies, brands. I know a lot of you guys probably know about most of them, but I want to kind of touch a little bit on that, kind of shout it out a little bit. I got Shaker once again with me on this episode as well. We're going to be bringing this in.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Always a pleasure for me too, man, to bring you on, have you on board. Again, like I mentioned before, we talk about fitness brands. I mean, which brand is your favorite brand? I mean, which brand do you like to work out in the most? What do you like? I mean,
it's funny you asked that. Actually, I've never been somebody who kind of categorizes to one specific brand. I know that's a big thing now, like especially nowadays, right? I want to rep their clothing, I want to rep that. I kind of just whatever fits well, whatever, right? So like I like these casual Under Armour shirts, right? Try to get extra large so I can be comfortable every day. But I guess like the different brands, I think one that's really kind of popped up in my mind, and one that I actually do wear their clothing, is Young LA, right? It's a very up and coming brand, and it seems to be like the new popular thing now, right? Back whereas a little bit before, it was Gymshark was the main thing, right? Now you see a lot of the youth, they're going into Young LA, but I want to touch upon why, right? Why I kind of particularly find this brand a bit more unique than others, right? First off, let's just go by marketing, right? Go on Gymshark, go on any other website, there's one person, right, looking kind of like, edgy, cool, right? Sitting like this, or I go on Young LA's website, I see just a group of happy individuals. Like, I'll show you right now. You see that? Look at that.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if you guys can see that, right? That's wonderful, right? Just a community of happy individuals. That's just different to me. That's like, fitness is such an individual thing if you let it be.
We'll
right?
post that up as well too, so you guys
can see that. Awesome.
Too.
That looks, and also like very, diverse in terms of ethnicities. It's wonderful, bro. Like it's that's pretty cool. So I think it goes a long way with the whole thing about fitness brands is how you kind of not only market your products, but market your culture, like what you're about, right? And just off this picture and the first thing I see on the website, what I see is Young LA, they're kind of giving accessibility of clothing and their brand to everyone, not just the most fit, shredded guy, right? Not just the biggest guy, right? I think I talked a little bit earlier off camera about Animal, right? Back in my day, I said back in my day again, like I'm an old man, but
keep saying that.
Sorry, keep doing it. 5 years ago, when I was like 20, the big thing was it wasn't even a clothing brand. It was like a supplement company, Animal, right? And we'd all rep those shirts because that's what we looked up to. The big guys, right? They're hardcore, right? They're lifting over 800 pounds on deadlift, right? They're huge freaks. This, that, and it was a big New Jersey thing too, so that's what we're repping. Whereas now I see, the new generation, it's like Gymshark, Young LA, these things. But I think it's going back to what I was saying is Young LA. The difference is rather than putting out somebody who's like at the apex of this bodybuilding community or somebody who looks like a kind of crazy person, they're putting out like a community on their homepage, and that's what they're marketing it as. I think that's really cool, really impressive, really unique.
Yeah, man. I mean, I actually think that you're right. I mean, I think for me, Gymshark was a brand that I gotta be honest with you. I was never really a fan of Gymshark. I mean, I just found it to be so common that everybody was wearing Gymshark.
It's so mainstream.
It's so mainstream. Everybody that saw the little everybody Gymshark. I'm like, I don't want them. Like,
I'm a gym dolphin, bro.
I'm a unique individual. I don't wear that shit. Like, why am I putting all this Gymshark crap? Like, I don't wear that shit. That shit. Listen, it's cool, but I don't wear that, right? Like. So for me personally, that's where I was at, and so I was always at one point I was a Nike guy, so I was always big into Nike, I was wearing the Nike gear all the time, and for obvious reasons, we're not going to get into those reasons, but there were real reasons why I did it as well too, and then I kind of stumbled upon what I like to call like luxury fitness, right, and clothing, right, and I started getting into stuff like Lululemon, which I was, because for years I tried to find clothing that fit me perfectly and correctly the way I wanted to, right? And I was never able to find anything to fit me like that because the reality is I got long arms, right? I have longer legs, right? So for me, finding the right fit, the right cut was always difficult. And ironically, I went to Lululemon and Alo Yoga when I started working at 24 Hour Fitness some years ago, and boom, it hit me. It was like, wow, like, yo, this is lit. And then I started to work at Equinox, and it was even more so prevalent, right? When I was at Equinox, I mean, we had right down on Fifth Avenue, we had the Lululemon flagship store was right there, on Fifth Avenue. So I lived in that store. I lived there all the time. I was buying stuff 2, 3, 4 times a week in there, and it just became my main brand, And even to this day, that's what I wear, right? Lulu is my brand, right? But from there, being at Equinox, I also learned about fitness brands, right? We had there's another fitness brand out there called Soul Angeles, which is also very good, right? They're really, 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 kind of like, I want to say it's casual, cool, right? And then I stumbled upon a real casual fitness brand called Vuori, which is another brand that's out there that I think they have some really, really cool pants. I think they got some really cool, joggers, which is what I'm into, mainly joggers and shorts, and really cool brands, man. I mean, but now today we have so many fitness brands out here. We got Vanquish Fitness. They also have some really cool stuff. I saw Vanquish. They got some cool stuff recently, and Alo Yoga, the bigger brands. But we want to get stuff that's affordable too, right?
Yes.
So
that's
everybody has a range, and that was one of the biggest things for me back in the day, was the range, the cost range, the cost factor, right? The range of where we want to be at. And for me, I like to come up. I had to come up and realize the value, right?
Exactly.
And so that's where I'm at now. But for me, my number one brand is Lululemon, right? That's for me.
One thing I'll cut in, and what's so important is how he says number one brand, right? But what's the key word in that, or keywords in that sentence? For me,
right?
Exactly.
So I'm not telling you for you. I'm saying for
right.
me. My preference in brand for me is Lulu. Right now, does that mean that that's the only thing that I wear? No, I wear Alo Yoga as well. That's another brand that I love. Vuori actually is another brand that I definitely love. And we just kind of go down the list. There's a bunch of.
And I think that's so important, right? Not kind of isolating yourself to one brand. But you're giving a shout out to a company or like a brand that you genuinely respect them and genuinely appreciate them for what they provide to you. Whereas in the fitness industry, you'll see a lot of times, right? You'll see people who are repping out, like especially the famous influencers and everything. They're repping a brand like crazy, right? They have it on they have a car decal. They have the stickers on their protein shaker or water bottle, and it's only for a matter of 2 months suddenly shift to another brand, right? So that's the thing, rather than just like I think focusing on what kind of sponsorship or what codes, it's so important that if you're going to promote a brand, right, whether it's in fitness or just anything in lifestyle, right, you just genuinely have to enjoy their products as well as their message. I think that's crucial. I like how you said for me. That's good.
For me. I mean, I'm not telling you guys to do that. I mean, look, there are a bunch of brands out there. Listen, I can go into Outdoor Voices, for example, is another brand that most people might not have heard of. We have Rhone. Rhone is a really good brand. I mean, most of these brands you wouldn't see them just in the stores, the regular stores, because they're boutique, right?
Boutiques.
You go to Equinox, you'll find them there. You go to a Lifetime, you'll find them at Lifetime. You go to one of these high-end gyms, you'll find them there, or one of these high-end stores, you'll find them there. And there's a reason for that, right? You go online, you'll find them on their online stores, right? Spiritual Gansta, for example, another brand that was really, really, really catchy, right? Just there. Just the name.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Just off the marketing itself, right? Spiritual Gangster, right? I'm a spiritual gangster. Why?
It's always like an oxymoron.
Exactly. Their entire model was fitness through higher awareness, right? Spirituality, for lack of better terms, right? And it's cool. I mean, it was really cool. It's something that I was found to be like, wow, yo, these clothes is lit. And it really fits you as if you were like a spiritual gangster, right? So I mean, there's a whole bunch of different stuff. I think at the end of the day, you just gotta find what works best for you. One of the things I'll be doing soon, actually, we're gonna be doing on the show. We're gonna be taking it to the streets. We're gonna be taking it to the streets and talking to people out there about about their fitness wear. What they want, their attire. We're gonna go to gyms and talk to folks about their fitness gear and what they like. And just get an opinion on that, because I think that's important. I mean, if I'm a fitness, clothing brand, I would love these guys to tell me how I'm doing. I think it helps improve the product. But back to your point, Young LA is really an upcoming brand right now, and it's becoming popular, and it's actually starting to beat out the Gymshark a little bit more. Gymshark is actually a European brand. It's not even an American brand.
Yeah, they got version, yeah.
And Young LA is now an American brand,
Yes,
right? And so
correct.
now you have that competition that's actually it's at home. It's not foreign.
Yeah.
This is not to take it from Gymshark. Gymshark has some really, really good clothing. I mean, their stuff is great. However, it's not always appealing to everyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. They make the clothing smaller, right? Smaller clothing is usually for the Europeans or whatever. That's the design. I think they got a little bit smarter with marketing and design. But there's a lot of factors that go into that, I mean, my cameraman right now, he wears, Nikes and Adidas and all that stuff, right? Am I right or wrong? Right? Oh, my bad, he got Gymshark on. My boy got Gymshark on.
Switch up the topic. Give a big shout out to Jose.
Jose, my cameraman, my guy Jose's my cameraman. He comes in here every week and he does, he does an awesome job of getting these podcasts ready for us, and I definitely want to give him a shout out, But yeah, man, I mean, these are some of the things that we gotta kind of remember. It's all about marketing and preference, right? Me personally, my personal preference is not any of that other stuff. Again, my preference is Lulu. We're talking about Los Angeles. I'm more on the high end side, and it's not because because it fits me better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm royalty. Nah, I'm just messing around. No, it just fits me better.
100% can feel that. Another thing is shoes, right?
Shoes, yeah.
What's the main thing? I don't know about necessarily in gyms. Probably what, Nikes, Adidas.
Yeah,
right? And in the streets now,
I'm a Vapor Max guy, so I'm a Vapor. I love Vapor Max, right? I actually was part of some tests with Vapor Maxes.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
Some of the other shoes, and again, like I said, I'm for not to get into it too much, but for obvious reasons, I can't divulge a lot of stuff. But I was part of some of those things, and I tell you, look, I love the shoes because I understand them. I know what it took to build them. I understand the process to get them there. And again, I will tell you, man, they are some really comfortable shoes, and they are really, really reliable. Yeah. The question is how often should you change your shoes, right?
Exactly.
No, so how often, right? It's every 6 months. That's what they recommend.
Yes, correct.
Every 6 months. So, are you really changing your shoes every 6 months? Do you do that?
No. Well, that's what I want to get into, right? At one point, exactly, no. And yeah, that's a big recommendation. But my thing is also, I wanted to put a brand out there, very unknown, undiscovered. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's pronounced Witten or Whiten. I get a lot of their shoes from Amazon, right? And what they are is actually a men's minimalist trail running shoes. I wear those things all the time, to the gym, outside, everything, because what it does is it helps specifically with like a memory foam pad in there. So comfortable, and the main thing is it's got a wide toe box. My feet are like abnormally wide, so all these like Nikes, Adidas, I never got into Jordans either.
Just like your shoulders are abnormally wide.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Love it. Just keep it coming back. I'm here all day, so. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, man, it's a niche marketing thing. They kind of push it towards people with like a wide toe box or wide feet, but it's not expensive, which is insane. Whereas I think there's another company, Vibram, that's like the one that's more well known.
Yeah.
But I've noticed, and not a knock to Vibram whatsoever, the toe box isn't nearly as wide as for example, this new brand that I found on Amazon, randomly came across on Amazon, right? And it also isn't as durable, right? But it's twice the price.
Right.
Weight. So this is what you kind of as you get older, or as you get a little bit more mature, you kind of look into little marketing tactics or little pricing models, and you start to respect that, right? They're kind of catering this high quality, durable shoe, but they're not charging so much in terms of price. And you think, well, how does this company make any money? Yeah, people search it up on Amazon. It's the first thing that comes up, right? It becomes Amazon's bestseller because people are like, I want to order something affordable, and just works through it. So yeah, shout out to this company, WHITIM, men's minimalist shoes. Random thing I found on Amazon. It's been saving my life. So
another really cool brand is Hiley. I don't know if you know Hiley. Hiley is also a very good brand. I mean, it's they pretty much, they don't really make a lot of pants and things like that. They do have some, but their main focus is our shirts. They focus on shirts and outerwear when it comes to that, and really they're really good. I mean, a lot of you find out the bigger companies, like the NASMs, the National Academy of Sports Medicine, they have an agreement with them to produce their shirts. So like all of their shirts that they have, all the clothing that they have, they use High Leap for that. And it's really comfortable and it fits well as well, right? So I like to use them as well too. Then we have Gasp, right? Gasp is another brand.
Old school,
Gasp,
that's
the OG brand. That's the OG, right? But another brand that's still out there, that's still coming up, right? For those of you guys who are into big muscle building, right? I'm serious. I mean, Gas, they got shirts for you. That they got clothing for you. That's what they do. They
those cool old school ones too that are like the heavy duty, where it's like the sleeves are literally up to here.
Yeah.
And then it's something like cut down. That's like the old school gym, like 80s bodybuilding stuff.
I mean, you got these brands, man. I mean, you got a lot of good stuff out there. But I want to kind of go back to some of the other things. My favorite brands: Lulu, Alo, Viore. We talk about Sol Angeles, for example. Those are the brands that I mean, me personally, I just love. I mean, I'm into those, man. Those are my those are my centerpieces, man. I mean, I love them. Yeah. I love how they feel, love how they look. And the cool thing about them is that they don't just have gym wear, they have casual wear and business wear. Like at Lulu, the cool thing about it, what most people don't understand is like my work, slacks, my work dress pants that I wear for work, they're Lululemons. They create pants for you to go to work and still look fitness and still look fresh and be lit. So
and also if you have an athletic build, right? That's such a big finding jeans, how hard it's been. It's just impossible. So I think these that I'm wearing right now, they're like Levi 541s, specifically meant for people who are kind of
So Lulu actually has so Lululemon, for example, I know Alo does too. They have a line where they do the slim fit and then they do the regular and then they do the casual fit and so it gives you that versatility, right? But really they actually have a jeans dress pants that looks like a dress pant, but it's actually jeans. It's called the ABC pants, right? And they're really comfortable and they're awesome. They fit like they make you look absolutely professional. Like you can go to work in them. They're actually designed for that. And you can still feel like you're working out. They're stretchy and all that good stuff. So it's like
when you talked about business professional clothing too. Some of these brands they're coming. I think that's a genius.
Athlete.
I think like Young LA as well. They've come out. Yeah, they've come out with formal business wear clothing. Yeah. But for people who have a slightly more athletic, broader
and people in fitness, right? Because you understand, right?
Yeah.
Those of us who work in fitness like I do, I don't want to. First of all, it's frowned upon. You go to work in fitness in a suit and tie, right? Not even executives of the company does that, right? And if they do, they go to work with a button down that's fitted, that looks nice, right? And with a sports jacket or something, right?
Exactly.
But for us in the field, you don't want to go out there and be working out with people or even talking to people and looking like you're a suit and tie guy. What's up with this dude? It's like my man Jose over here going to work in a suit and tie, servicing people's cars every day. He's like, what's this guy doing? Who's this dude? I don't talk to this man. You scare people off like that, They're already scared off by him anyways. They look at this guy but that's the point,
because we talked about conformity, right? But there's also a sense of professionalism, how you kind of conduct your business, how you generate your financial worth, right? I hate using the term rich or I make bank, right? That's what the kids say nowadays. Financial security is very important, right? Being financially independent, being stable, financially stable, right? These are all things you have to consider when you're investing in brands, when you're kind of buying it. Can I afford it right now? Is it within my means? But also the clothing aspect of it, right? You need to find a happy medium. There are certain times when maybe you're going for a certain business meeting or you're meeting a client who's a high net worth client, right? And you're in the fitness industry, right? You're not probably wouldn't go in a shirt and shorts if you're meeting outside of a gym, right? And that's where I think that niche marketing kind of comes in. You have a happy medium of clothes that fit you well, clothes that are fitness related, but also look kind of, like they could carry a professional look to them.
Some other brands, Corral. I don't know if you guys know Corral's got some really good shorts. I mean, check that out. Corral's got some really good shorts. I love the Corral shorts. I used to wear them a lot. That's a really good fitness brand. I mean, again, a little bit on the mid range in terms of prices. It's slightly in the higher mid range, but good pants. Misguided as well. Misguided Fitness has some good stuff. Walaco is another good brand as well too. It's that's another fitness brand, you know, mainly geared towards females, but again, another really good fitness brand. And I can just keep going on with these, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a whole bunch of them out there, PE Nation and Varley and you know, and there's a whole bunch of them, Fabletics. Fabletics, you know, let's shout out Fabletics, you know what I mean? They come in to do events with us all the time, and they got some really cool stuff that's not priced too high, neither priced too low. They're right in the middle. It makes you feel good. They look great. They fit great. I mean, you know, a lot of stuff to check out and kind of take into consideration. So, I mean, whatever fitness needs you have, whatever look you're trying to accomplish, I mean, it's the way to do it. Especially now with everybody taking videos and cameras, you always want to make sure you have a different, you know, change of like gear and clothes, like to I'm serious, right? Like to get into it, you want to have the same stuff on. So, I mean, these are all to me, these are all really important brands and gears and stuff like that, and just making sure you're always ready for the show, man. I mean, there's a lot of them out there, so check them out.
Yeah. No, it's really some solid points, and I think like you know, put out a lot of good brands out there. Just as long as you know you do what we talked about before. Right?
Stop conforming to people.
Yes, exactly.
Stop trying to be like somebody. You know?
It always comes back to
like
that.
I don't want to be like Shaker. Like I don't when it comes to dressing.
I'm heartbroken, man.
Hold on. I'm no offense, but I don't want to be. He's big. I'm not. I can't be like him. I can't wear his clothes. What the? I conform to you, nah. But
if I wore that pull on the other day, I'd be like,
right. You probably would rip it, bro. Come on, let's stop. Like
that's
probably
a good thing,
right?
That's a good thing.
But just your shoulders, you can get your shoulders in there. I mean, but the reality is that you don't want to be like anybody when it comes to like clothing. You wanna get stuff like that that's unique, and that's the whole point of this, right? For me, when I was getting into like fitness clothing, it would have to be something unique for me. It had to be something that it's just not. I don't want to wear that. I want to wear that because that's unique. It's different, and that's what happened to me when I went to even to now. Like I mentioned, like Alo and stuff to people that say, what is that? They don't know.
Right.
You know, and you know people who are truly into fitness and who are not, right?
Yeah.
Because if true fitness people, there's certain things they know, and that's not to say that most people are not true fitness people, but that is to say that if you're really into fitness, you'll do your research
and look into
and the conformity factor is not going to be there. The mindset is different.
I'll ask a quick question, Peter, just out of curiosity, right? Have you found that like over the years, from when you first started getting into fitness to where you are now, your taste in like, you know, not only change but comfort has like kind of developed?
Oh yeah.
I, like me personally, for example, when I was like just starting out and I saw the little baby muscles coming, biceps or this, that, right? I started wearing like the medium type shirts, right? And whereas now it's completely different. I'm way bigger, stronger, everything than when I was a 20-year-old kid or when I was even younger than in high school. But man, I'm blessed whenever I find a good like XL shirt, right? For now, doesn't even need to show off everything or be super tight. I just feel like, you know, happy being comfortable, but having something that at least fits my shoulders, straps, everything well. Have you seen anything like that like develop over time, like any kind of change?
For sure. For me, I mean, that's the whole thing with the Lululemon, right? I mean, for me, that's what happened. Like again, before I was the guy, you know, I was wearing the spandex, you know. I was the guy wearing the spandex with the shorts over, right? And going out there with the tight shirt, and that was what I was doing, you know, because all these guys around me were doing that, and everybody was doing that. I was like, cool, I want to be like that. I want to look like this guy, right? I played baseball in school, so for me, I was like, I want to stay that way, right? But not realizing that, there's another world out there. And then when I started really realizing that it's a different world in terms of fitness and even fitness fashion. It was when I got into the high end, like the Lifetimes and Equinoxes, when I really started to see like, and then I started going to another gym in the city. It's a smaller place. It's called Temple Fitness. They got several locations. I was like, wow, it's totally different. The mindset, the mentality is absolutely 110% different than what you would think it is. And that was the key for me, just being able to understand that and know that. But definitely, taste has changed, trending has changed, what I'm gonna wear, I don't care. And now, if I don't wear what I want to wear, what I feel, I'm not doing it. It's not happening.
That's such a good
floral pants, for example. Like I go to the gym wearing pants like lady for the beach. You know what I mean? And I'm cool with that. People are like, yo, what's up with this dude? You know, I go to the gym with ball huggers.
On that note, exactly. Like, you know, I always need to come in the gym with a sweatshirt on, right? Pump up. Even yesterday when it was 94 degrees, I think I came in full sweatshirt, full sweatpants.
Sweating balls.
Oh, of course, 100%. One, because I knew nobody else wanted to, and you know, I'm a non-conformist, so I had to. But more than that, that's just, you know, how I feel comfortable coming into the gym, right? But one thing is, like, I always have to work out with shorts underneath. I can't do joggers, I can't do sweatpants, whereas some people are the opposite, right? But it just gives me the rate comfort, it just allows me full flexibility when I train, something like that. Whereas it's different where I can keep a sweatshirt on all day and just be fine. So I find it interesting. You know, I think that's the name of the game. People have different interests. And the more a brand or company can kind of accompany or, like, you know, include that variance, I think the more successful they'll be. That's what I've seen so far.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. You know, the variations of
whether it's the super niche thing, like, you know, fitting the long arms like you said, or the super general thing like having casual wear. That's
The one thing I want to say, I think that they really got to do is a lot of brands, they really do have to kind of consider people that are not, you know, necessarily, you know, always slim and fit. You got to consider people that are not, you know. I mean, that's really important too. You know, like everybody, because those people too, they also want to feel in shape, you know? And they also want to feel like they're getting some places, you know. I mean, not everybody's going to be in shape when they first start, so they may want to look cool and feel cool, and you're losing out big on that as well too. But I think also where you work out is also a major factor. I've come to learn that, right? Like, the place that you work out at has a lot to do with your mindset and what you see and how you actually play into that. Because, like,
it's a good point.
I'm sorry, but I don't think you go into, you know, to Planet Fitness wearing Lululemon. I don't think you're gonna do that. I mean, you can. You ain't doing that though. Jose shook his head like, man, he's like, nah. He's like, that's not happening, right? So, like, I think where you work out has a lot to do with the influence of what you wear as well, right?
That's
it's like, I think that's a really interesting point. Like, for me, that's what it's about, right? Like, I know that when I go out and I work out at Lifetime or at Equinox, I feel totally different. I feel like in a different space, and I'm actually able to work out even better. Yeah, my performance is better too.
It's also a higher end gym, but what does that mean? Not only that, this is the environment where there are people wearing higher end clothing, but it's also less crowded, less packed, right? These things like.
But they also take fitness serious.
Yes.
And
exactly.
and they're vibrating on your level. And I think that's the key. You know, being at that point is really important. So I mean, I think these are the little things that we got to kind of try to understand realistically when it comes to just understanding fitness branding. You know what I mean? Just clothing branding. You know, just understanding that. You know, I mean, I'm getting ready to embark on a big project soon. You know, and one of the things I'm gonna be doing is that, you know, working with brands. You know, and it's really important. So, I mean, Shaker, you know, is not the. He's not the model of fitness clothing, you know, wearing stuff like that. He just doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
That's his thing. But he's comfortable in doing that. But there are other people who, like TJ, for example, who's been on the show several times.
Yeah. Good friend of mine too.
Good friends of both of us. But
exactly.
TJ is big on that, right?
Yes.
Like, all he does the same thing. He's big on that because, again, he has worked so hard to get to his body, get the place he's at, and that he's now, you know, this is what it is for him. So I mean, I get it. So all those guys out there who can do that, who can afford to do, who feels that, more power to you. But for those of us who are you know, up here and just feel like, we need to be in that space all the time. Yeah. This is what it is.
It is, And I think the main thing is that, but we can all still be friends, right, bro?
Of course, why not?
We can still all understand each other.
Just don't hate on my shit. That's
exactly.
It.
That's it.
Don't hate on my shit.
Yeah. We can all still be friends. We can all still be cool. That's dude. It's that's a very important concept to keep in mind.
Yeah, man. So listen, man. I just we want to take this episode and kind of, you know, talk a little bit about some cool stuff. You know, some clothing a little bit. You know, fitness brands a little bit, and just kind of bring that to you, because that's really important, right? That does play a lot into your mindset. It does play a lot into how you move in the gym and how well you actually perform, and it has a lot of factors, believe it or not, right?
Yeah, right.
And again, just want to help you guys out a little bit with some ideas. We're gonna list a whole bunch of these on the video and in the podcast. We're gonna list that as well to some of these brands that we talked about, and the websites and some contacts and things like that, so you guys can check them out. But once again, man, we want to thank you guys for again joining us on this episode. Listen, there's going to be a lot more fun topics we're going to talk about, a lot more electric topics. We're going to have a lot more heated stuff, conversation, real conversations we call them, right? But all in fun, right? For one purpose is to help you guys understand the importance of the whole of fitness and the holistic approach to fitness.
Right.
You know, bridging that gap between awareness, subconsciously, consciously, and just understanding that in that space, you gotta be one with yourself in order to be truly fit.
Exactly.
So that being said, thank you guys again for joining us on this episode of #FML.
Thank you. Yes.
It's not what you think it is, as we always say. It's fitness through motivation to a lifestyle. My man Shaker, once again, thank you, brother, for coming on.
Truly an honor. Thank you.
We'll catch you guys